At Bongo Primary District. At Bongo Primary School, minor playground, A to play AS. The total number of voters. Bongo Primary School, playground, A to KAS. The total number of voters were 14, read 6, and the total number, the results tally sheet, 24. One, 4, 3, 6 was the total number of voters, and what was returned was 0. Results returned. So that's 1, 4, 3, 6. And then Bobo Primary School, KAT to AMG on the same page. The total number of voters was 1349. Yes. The very last piece.
Yes.
You go to the next page, 25.
Yes.
The total number of voters was 1,420 at Bobo Primary School playground, MAK to NAH. On the same page 25, at Bobo Primary School playground, NAI to Namat. The total number of voters returned was 1409. On the same page 25, Bobo Primary School playground, Namau to NSA. The total number of voters not returned was 1438.
Yes.
On the same page, Bobo Primary School playground, NSE to Z. The total number of voters not returned was 1128. Kazangola, K on the same page, KAL to EZ at LC1 office. The total number of voters was 1149. Kazo Angola on the same page, from L to M at LC1 office. Total number of voters not returned was 1,108. On the same page, Kasangola N to Naki at Voters Road. Total number of voters was 1,245. Azangola NAKK to Namas at Voters Road. There was a total number of voters not returned, 713. Azangola Namas to NAN at Voters Road again on the same page. The total number of voters not returned was 872. Kazangola, NAO to SO LC1 meeting place at page 28 was 851.
Yes.
On the same page 28, Kasangola SP2Z at LC1 office, the total number of voters was 1,002. When you total, it comes to 16,614.
How many points?
There are 14 polling stations in total. There are 14, my lord.
So the total is 16?
Yes, my lord.
So all those, how many police stations? 14.
14 polling
Out of
stations,
how
my
many?
lord.
How many police? Total. The electoral area. You campaign. You campaign. Because you must have gone to. How many police stations?
197, my lord.
197. Then, what is the percentage? Of 14 to 197.
I get 27. Is it specific? Yes, for a minute, my lord. I get
Pardon?
I put 14%.
What is the formula?
Naweka hasa.
I don't know that we can also engage in
007.
my
007.
my results are different. My results are You're right.
Yes, 0.07. That's what I'm getting now.
I would follow that. That is too low.
What is it?
What percentage we get? 14.6 out of 197. What is the percentage?
Are you trying?
14.
Says 0708.
When I divide 14 over 100, that's 197, I get 27.5.
You look for 2 over 197.
My load, I've got 7.1.
It is 7.2.
Can you confirm?
My load, I've got 7.1.
Okay. Now, this 16,640 voter, do you know whether they vote on the day of vote?
My load, I was informed that voters came, and I was one of the voters at that polling station. I voted myself at Nalukoola.
That's correct. But I'm asking, with all the 16 registered voter in the 14 polling stations come to vote, if they vote on that day, including yourself?
My lord, I voted at Bobo Primary School in Islam.
I proceed. My question is all you have mentioned whose votes were not tallied. They all vote.
My lord, I cannot answer that.
So you don't know that.
No, I cannot answer that.
What is your complaint about the number? 1640. You don't know that you voted, so what is your complaint?
My lord, one of the complaints is that results from 14 polling stations, including mine as a candidate, were not returned.
This part we are asking about the 16648, which you mentioned in the paragraph
My lord,
8, that the total number of registered voters is 16,648.
my lord, those are the total number of voters that should, these results should have been returned by the electoral commission on that day.
The results should, that's what they say. In other words, they voted on the day of polling.
According to the results tally sheet, those are the total number of voters whose results were not returned to my lord.
Okay. Let's go back. How many voters?
My lord, the total number of voters are close to 200,000. They're close to 200,000 voters.
No, we want the exact real month. You tell us when you're getting it.
My lord, on page 30, my lord, on page 30 of the results tally sheet, the total district number of voters, 19906, 19906 voters.
They all vote.
My lord, I cannot answer that question.
Why? Why?
I, as a candidate of NRM, I went to vote and went back. So I cannot answer. I wasn't in all those places at the same time to ascertain what is.
Oh, you don't want to answer. Yes, say. Correct? You don't want to give yes anything. Yes?
No, my lord. That is consistent.
We want to just give facts. What? So what? Probably what? Correct?
Yes, my lord.
Have you ever heard of the one called voter turnout? As a politician, as a dinner,
Yes, my lord.
did it apply to the Kawempe election? Voter turnout. What is it? What is it?
Voter total turnout is the total number of voters that turn out to vote in any given election.
So what was the voter turnout for this particular election? The voter turnout.
My lord, still I can't with certainty.
I've allowed my friend to guide us.
My lord, the total number of votes
Where are you getting it from?
return form A1, page 1,
Which
of the return form for transmission.
Use the pages on top.
019.
What was the voter turnout?
The total number of votes counted was 28,659, and the total number of polling stations that were not returned was 14.
Where is it? Where is that?
Return form for transmission of results, 019. Total number of ballots kept counted
Yes.
was 28,659.
28,659. Those are the votes that were counted. Correct.
Yes,
That's correct.
yes, my lord.
So, when we are talking about voter turnout, what is the percentage? Voter turnout.
My lord, like last time I proposed that my colleagues guide her through the percentage. This is math. Tell her to start this over this, so can may not waste time.
Just calculated. Yeah, to have one over one, so you can propose others.
If you tell her to find the percentage by herself, you're wasting another 10 minutes.
Okay. Madam, sorry, you go to page that.
I am
Page that. Up. You see it down there?
the 199.
Down.
300. Yes.
What is it's clear in the direction? Did you read it?
I can see that.
Did you read the direction?
Yes,
You understood?
yes, I
And
can
you
see
missed,
the total number of votes.
you missed
I see the total number of voters my lord.
the voter turnout those there. The last I
Yes, I see.
is what?
282. 28659.
Yes, and there's a percent. That represents
14.40%.
14 what?
14.40%. My lord.
So the voter turnout for Kawempe was 14.4. Correct.
Yes, my lord.
Do you have any other figures contradicting that?
No, my lord.
In simple terms, Kawempe is 197. the people who voted were 28,659.
Yes.
And that represents 14.40%. Correct?
Yes, I know. The vote of the people is
So that is 14.4% or 16,640.
What is 14%?
14.40. That is the voter turnout
Yes.
against the number of votes you are complaining about. We do 14.40 times 240. You press that percentage point. You get I'm also not very good at math. That's why you can get low. 14.40. I'm not plugging, right? This is 40. Then press that percentage. Symbol. The percentage is what do you get? 239.
6.1.
So if we take the voter turnout, are you with that?
Yes.
If we take the voter turnout of 14.40 and apply it to the number of voters they are complaining about, that is 16,640, you get 2,396.
Yes, I
Is
know.
that correct?
Yes.
So, did you expect more voters out of the 14 polling stations?
My lord, I object to that question.
Why?
My lord, my colleague is looking for a statement of opinion. What we are looking for in examination are statements of fact. When you begin asking client what they think, they should have got a statement of opinion, and I object to that question.
That's one of the issues from. She comes here and so we're applying the voter turnout of 14.4% to the number which you are complaining about. Are we together?
Yes.
And you get 2,396. Now, even if I don't ask the other question, okay? Even if I don't ask the question, You add that to your number of votes you got. Add that to the number of votes you got. Assuming you got all of them, they voted for him. What would you get? Add. You know the number of votes you got?
11, 4, 5,
You know the number of votes you got?
9, 0, 5,
Okay? This
8.
is
9, 0, 5, 8.
nine. Nine what?
9058,
Add.
which is on page 30.
Then you add. You add what? 2, 3, 9, 6. Which is 14.4% voter turnout. What do you get?
11, 4, 5, 4, 9.
If you have one day, I will pay. Not 11. 5, 4, 4, 5, 4.
No, my lord, with this, but there are other results that they don't come through. That's my.
What else you're talking about this still 6 votes. That is your problem. You have other votes that will not come. We're talking about 16 votes. I will come into
My
the other
lord,
part of
those were the total number of votes that were not returned.
I just take you what you're talking about. The voter turnout was 14.4%. And the votes you are complaining about were how many? 16
46,
votes.
49.
If you apply the voter turnout to the 16,640, you get 2,390. Now we're doing a bit of math. If all those people voted for you, would you have won?
My complaint, my lord.
The answer, would you have won?
No,
Of what is the margin? What would be the margin?
what years? No, my lord.
The first respondent would have won by how many votes? With the 11,454. I'm saying, if we have added, put in 11,454, we're saying what is the margin between 11,454 and the votes was voted for. So even if those people had voted for only, which is possible. Not for it votes, no. What would be the margin? Yes?
What would be the votes?
The difference between what Honorable Nalukoola, whom you are trying to vote, again, 11,454.
the difference with the 6,480? 6,480.
So you would still have lost to original. Yes?
I think instance
Is there any other instance you have raised the voter turnout more than 14.40? Do you have any magic that could raise the voter turnout in the 14 polling stations? Vis-a-vis the 183.
My lord, I won in more than 10 polling stations, and yes, I should have expected that. Where I voted from, and where Councillor Masut in Kazan, where I voted from, would have garnered support from them.
Correct. By how many? We're talking about figures. Tell us how many votes and we give them to you.
I can't answer that.
You say you voted and you know you won. Tell us by how many votes.
I can't answer that.
That is the point is the voter turnout was 14.4%. Okay? For the 183 polling stations. What magic were you going to apply to create a voter turnout of 100% for the 14 polling? Did you have any?
My lord, that for the failure for the second respondent to return the results affected the turnout, even if some votes would have come to me, or other votes would have come to my other colleagues.
What is affected? You know that one. You know that one? Affected.
Yes, my lord.
How did the 14 polling the result affect? That's what
That's what
in numbers, the quality will come from numbers. Show us the numbers that will overcome. I can tell you, one, you can take all the 640 voters were coming, we're going to vote for, and give us the.
my lord, I cannot say what this is.
Were they going to vote for you?
My lord, my issue is for the total number of voters that were advertised and the votes were used. And the difference between me and the first respondent.
What is the difference? The difference between you and Honorable Nambi'S.
8,300.
The 14 affected out of the 16 8,000 votes were going to be cast in your favor. Can you show that? With the voter turnout is 14.4.
My lord, I have report that the two polling areas, that's Kazamu and Boko Primary School, is where I voted from and where Councillor Kasut, still from the NRA, voted from. Those were our strongholds.
Okay. Strong as in voter turnout or strong as in support?
My lord, since those were areas we voted from, we had our support then.
Which police station is that?
Boko, I voted from Boko Primary School.
Which page? Bogo,
Boko Primary School,
how many voters?
playground, we go to the target pit,
Yes, page. Voting target. Three. Okay, and the down of Masud. Down of Masud.
My lord, I have
The one of Masud. He was the
I
first.
know that that is 027, but I don't have the particulars of this.
You are sure?
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. It's page 28 of the results study sheet.
And the polling station. Masud.
Total number of voters was 1,002.
1,002. And for those two, you are two happy. You had the biggest support. Yes? Yes?
Yes, my lord.
Now we are looking for the how the 14 polling station affected the result. So you want those votes also, without considering the voter turnout. And then can you answer? You get that effect. Then I don't know. For the two. Okay, I know you have already had it, but it's okay.
My lord, I get 11,498.
11. You are what? You add them to you.
I get 11,498.
You had, you already had 11,454. I wanted to have to add to the 11,454 because the higher votes have already been subjected to. I know there will be a double count, but it's hard. We are trying to see. So 11,455. That is now all the other polling stations have been subjected to the 20. Now can you add it? Will you win?
My lord, I get 13894.
13894.
But those are only 2 polling stations out of the 14.
It's because you said those are the two, but very sure you would win, and we have even not factored in people dying. And you have one with the 11, with 894.
No, my lord.
So we want to know how this 14 affected do you understand the word affect?
My lord, on page
First answer you can affect. That's
but on page 2,
oh,
on that page, I want to read
22. Yes. 22.
paragraph 7. As I contend that there was non-compliance with the provisions laid down, the
non-compliance affected the result that I'm asking you to understand what affect. What that is. In the context of your result.
I wrote in petition, in my petition, page 2, I contend that there was non-compliance with the provisions laid down in the Parliamentary Elections Act relating to the elections. And non-compliance and failure to hold elections in accordance with those provisions affected the results of the election.
And that is why, for me, I'm dealing with, I'm starting from the word affected. Here are things someone else. Okay, let us first, what were the results? Between you and the first respondent, because I assume there were only two players. What were the results?
My Lord, we were not only two
Correct.
we were not only
Okay, you can bring the rest.
but the first respondent was the winner and the became second.
With what?
We were not
Oh.
the only two.
Okay. What, the winner vote?
In the policy,
When you look at the first of five, which one is
in the return form for transmission of results, the winner votes A1. The winner gets 1793. 17,939 votes.
And yourself?
I get 9058 votes.
You vote 9, 0.
58 votes for
So those were the results. Correct?
yes, ma'am.
So we are, how apply the word affect in the context of those two results. To guide you, you must show that because of the 14.6, I would have got 17,940 because honorable vote 1939. So I would have seen. So once you show us how you are going to bridge this margin between you and if you have given if you cannot, if you concede.
No, my lord.
You didn't show us.
I've already stated in the petition.
But it's funny, the petition is okay. You are here to give evidence. Now proof, we need evidence. Proof to the court that you would have reached the margin between you and Nalukoola. If you cannot,
I have stated, my lord, that Honorable Nalukoola vote 17,939 and I vote 9058. And the votes that were not returned were 16,640, my lord. And that the non-compliance in the Parliamentary Elections Act is what affected the result in substantial number.
What do you understand by the word return? What do you understand by the word return?
The words, my Lord, are not tallied.
Can you return what is not done? Those are your words.
No, my Lord.
So were 16 40 votes tallied? Were they tallied?
They were not tallied, my Lord, and that's why we came to court.
Were they counted?
My Lord, I can't answer that.
You already answered this. You have that there was counting. Can I show you the article? That they counted, but there was no tally. We go back to the one return. Can you return what has not been counted or tallied? Although in this case, counting was done.
No, my Lord.
So how do you bridge this gap?
The total was 16,640. Minus the votes, the first respondent vote is 8,335.
Correct.
So that is how the failure to return these votes. That's how it's affected. The results may be.
Show us the user.
failure to return 16,16640 votes. In their totality, affected being definitely me as a candidate, and that's why I'm here. Because of the margin difference, if some results would have come through in places where I voted from and cancelled my party, the result would have been
Okay. What was your percentage? Sage. Maybe the last part, stage part, you move fast. Move fast. You see it? Last. Total. It's 92%. 32%. And Honorable Nalukoola, what percentage?
63.
And the rest is shared. So can we apply that? We can even share. Say 50-50. Which one do you prefer? We use the scenario 32% or 16,640. What would you get? This 32 votes is yourself. 32.06. The total vote. Now we apply to the 16. But you don't want to give your answer.
I get 5,324.
5,324.
When I add
To 9,000. Then you're adding it to 9,000. What's the other? Yeah, you get to 9,000. What do you get? you have one? Before we add, now for the 2%, you have one. Should we add the percentage point? See at the line? How it goes. Add 63%. 60% was 1664 days. Yes.
Hit 10,000,
10,000. 10,000. Okay, you have said it's 10, 4, 8. 63.5. Or 16.4. That was it.
I use
16. 63.5. That's nice.
Ten, 5, 6, 6.
10, 5, 6, 6. Then you add what? The first exponent what? 17, 19.
Two, 8, 5, 0, 5, 5.
2, 8, 5.
5, 0, 5.
And subtract 28, 5, 0 from your 14. Now to see the math. Another what now for after. And yourself the math. What is the difference? Between what you, the 14, 382, and 28505. That is after applying the percentage.
14, 1,
Would you have one? Was Mikey? the margin. The formula, what formula are you going to use?
Basically, in the petition,
Pardon?
in the petition, I state that the votes that were left out by vote and the difference between me and the first respondent.
Yes, I know. But maybe I will ask this, but I think I was over asked. Can you prove that the 16,640 voters who were not tallied in the same were all going to vote for you? That's why we are here. We are not here because of the margin as they propose. Sure, that those people are going to vote for Nambi'S. From the 14 polling stations, having lost it.
My lord, that's not true. I won in more than 10.
Out of 180. And then you also want to win and did 14. Sure.
My lord, I would have taken
Okay.
votes from those.
Hadith, I'm okay with you winning the 10. Show us how you're going to win the 14. And how you're winning the 14 is going to overturn the first respondent. I think that is the simplest I can do. How you are winning the 14 is going to overturn the result. That is the word affect.
My lord, in the petition, page 2, the difference between the total number of votes that were not tallied was 16,640, and the difference between me as the second, as per the tally, and the result is only 8,000.
Maybe we switch. Nalukoola gets cards, you get 63. Obviously, because you start with the song. So we switch. Nalukoola gets cards, you get 63. Add up, and we see what we get. Can we use that formula? Can we?
I've already stated the point of consistency of the spectrum, the difference and the votes that were not tallied. My lord.
You should have understood the point. We also ask him, imagine that you turn the 16 in your favor as against them. We are now trying to give you the 63 and now we're against I know mathematics is something that we may have to do that. Can we do that? Nalukoola is not popular where you are not in the 14. You are that popular. 63. Take it.
My lord, I've already pointed out that 16,000 this honorable were not returned. And
declare it a final result?
Yes, my lord.
Because there was no tally. Correct?
Yes, my lord.
What was counted? Who is to tally must have counted? What was counted? What did your foreign agents bring to you? That you went, counted, you got 100% or these votes, and they were not tallied. Did you have polling agents?
Yes, my lord. I have evidence.
And they were at the polling station.
Yes, my lord.
They were participating in counting. Yes or no? Yes or
At,
no?
at the 14 polling stations.
Did they count? Did they participate in counting?
Are you referring to the president?
Yes.
At the 14 polling stations, my lord, we did not get the results.
But did people vote?
Yes, my lord.
Did your agents count?
Because I was one of the voters.
So you were one of them. And you had agents. And the procedure of voting. Do you know how they do the what the polling agents are supposed to do? Yes?
Yes,
I'll give you one step, then you take it to the next one. They match the name of the person, the vote against the voter register or roll. Correct? The voter counts, then there is the voter roll or the voter register. They look at the face, identify it as yes. One, you have appeared. They tick. So each one marks. Is that correct? You don't know.
I know my laws.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, but you are
Then
verified.
subsequently, as so many people come, you go on noting. At the end of the day, you can tell that there are 500 people who can. Is that correct?
Yes, my lord.
So where are those results? Where is that count from your age?
My lord, some of those agents appear before the state.
But I'm asking, did you ask for the count? Still, if I deploy you to go out in the count, how many people voted at each polling station? Before you complain about zero, you must have known that these numbers came. We know at your polling station you are one. You can say, okay,
My
that is
lord,
one.
no results were made.
You did not from your you there was no vote.
My lord, as a candidate, I was one of the voters at Kibogo, ground, primary school. So I voted and I was there with other voters.
So if you voted alone, out of so many people, you return with this zero. Do you know that? If you voted alone at that particular polling station, the percentage indicates zero. Correct?
My lord, I cannot answer to how many people
No, use the math.
have voted.
Use the math. you voted one person. Out of the polling station is 14, 30, 14,
Sorry.
14, 38. The figure would show 0%. Would they increase? You do the math. 1 out of 1436 would return 0%.
My lord, that I couldn't have been the only voter because I was physically there to vote and I spoke to my voters, including my husband.
We are already at all our polling stations voting without dying. Okay, let us go to the next. We say 12 and 13. Show us how the 14 the results. Now, in a substantial manner, affected the results. The results have already been shown with the margin. And in a substantial manner, those are your words, paragraph 13. Have we brought in evidence to that effect?
My lord, I have an objection to that question. On 2 lines. First, the client has answered that again and again. They have taken up group percentages, the formulas, a number of probabilities. Second, my lord, that paragraph is information from the lawyers, and that's a statement of law, my lord. So if you're asking for witness to explain the law, that would be unfair. Because she clearly tells you in the affidavit that I'm informed by my lawyers. So that's, my lord, a question of law. And second, in my opinion, my lord, in my submission, she has variously answered that through the various trajectories and probabilities and theories they have come up with.
You can focus on the new areas
Yes.
that we are not just about.
And I wanted to get this very part of paragraph.
That which is the information from the lawyers. So maybe you can focus on those.
I want to know.
She has direct knowledge.
I want to know from the client whether she believes what she wrote or the information she wrote from the lawyer. You said you believe. I verily believe this true and good. Do you know what substantial means? Results in affected in substantial matters. You believe you are lawyer for you so. When you confirm the court that you believe and what you believe.
My lord, I'm here before court, and that is enough testimony that I without.
We are looking at paragraph 13. Read paragraph 13. Your lawyer says this is the question of law. He explains to you. You very believe that the non-compliance affects the results substantial manner. Did you or did you? And what did you believe?
I believe lawyers, my lord, and what I believe was that there was non-compliance and failure to follow directions in accordance with those provisions of the Parliamentary Elections Act.
That non-compliance. Would you also believe that the results
Yes, my lord, I believe.
Substantial manner.
Yes, my lord, that's the end of the paragraph on page 013.
You have failed to show how the results were. Yes or no?
My lord, I've stated in my petition how the results were affected.
Okay.
Take over.
Okay. You focus on the new area.
Yes.
Don't repeat what
No, no.
My Lord, I'll be well guided. Samuel
you mentioned name for-
Samuel is yes, agent. Agent, your name again? Agent. It's your statement pertaining to the results that the agents will appear. The agents will not give you results, and that will appear to answer to that. Is that your statement as the reason for your answering some of these issues?
My lord, here you in the
Confirm it was your statement.
in the 14 polling stations, I've stated in the petition that the vote is zero.
No, my senior colleague, in attempt to take us to the county, it was a statement that the agents in those 14 polling stations will appear because they did not give you results. And that's why you're not responding. Stand by that. That's the reason.
In the petition, my lord,
What in
the failure to return.
My question. I picked it from your line. You stated you are talking about the number of votes having been counted where you appeared and your husband. It was your statement that you will not respond to that because the agents, according to you, will appear. They will not give you the results, but they will appear on this issue.
I did not get the results from those polling stations, if that's what you're asking.
Those results were from your agents. That's the case? With your agents.
We have no results from the 14 polling stations.
So, is it your case that your agents did not participate in any counting at the 14 polling stations? It's your evidence they did not count. Is that the case?
We know, my lord, that they did not come back to give you results from those polling stations.
They did not. In paragraph 10 of the evidence, the said agents chose to report about everything that happened there. Paragraph 10 of the affidavit. Page 13. Those agents in paragraph 10, chose to give you a thorough report about what transpired on incidents you allege of chaos, of violence, and the like, but not about the voting and the counting. Is that your evidence?
The paragraph says, I have been informed by the above persons
Yes.
that the
You can read.
information I verily believe to be true and correct, that despite incidences of chaos, neglect, and violence, especially at Nalukoola polling center, the voting itself, voting
Yes.
at the said polling stations took place
Between 7 and 4
within
p.m.
the regular voting time
Between 7, wait.
of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. and many voters voted at that.
So you confirm that voters from your agents, voters voted,
Yes, my lord.
and that votes were counted.
No, my lord.
What time is the counting of votes?
It's supposed to be normally at 5 p.m.
Because they are giving you a record. It means they recorded that voting took place. That record is clear. Voting took place between 7 and closing time of 4 p.m. But then omit or neglect to tell you that there was counting. Okay? You want us to believe that that's detail. Let's go back to the incidents of chaos and violence. Did they tell you at which polling stations, one by one? Because you have the time between 7 and 4, I don't know at what time. At least that record. The counting is not here. What time was the chaos and the violence? Paragraph 10. Did they give you that report? Is it one of the information?
My lord, the agents at the 14 polling stations stated that, yes, indeed, there was violence and chaos at those polling stations, and that's the reason why they did not have the results.
In that report, what time did they specify? Okay, did they specify the time? Was it towards 4? Because then the voting went on until 4. Was it at 9? Okay.
No, my lord.
What time then? Did they tell you or they did not?
They mentioned that the violence
Okay, let me
started
give you
in
one.
the afternoon, late afternoon.
Kalemba Herbert at Ngogo Primary School, playground. Kalemba.
My lord,
That is
1187. The affidavit for Mr. Herbert Kalemba. Yes, my lord.
What time? That's another number.
Paragraph.
What time the chaos and violence? Is it there or it is not? It is not there. Yes, my lord. My lord. I'm obliged. Because it is not here, that's the emphasis. So I put to you that you do not know the time. You are not aware. Is it within your knowledge? Yes or no?
No, my lord, but there are statements within Mr. Halimba.
No, your knowledge.
No specific time.
No specific time. Between 7 and 4 p.m. Then would I be right? Can ignore that. Ajat. Ajat Nambi'S, let's leave that you. It's not there. You also don't know the number of voters who turned up at that polling station. Do you?
No, my lord.
So would I be right to state that you don't want the truth in the numbers of voters? Everything is reported but the numbers. Okay. But everything,
Maybe I just wanted to clarify for weakness. The weakness is such that
it helps us.
not the kind of direction he's speaking about. I just told you when the lawyer is asking a question, please look at me, listen to the question. So I'm getting the feeling that you're looking at the different position and you need to listen to the question. Please listen and listen.
That's, you can go back to your affidavit. That's why I say you can go back to paragraph 10. So generally, would I be right to state that your agents gave you information or reported about the counting? But that you don't want to tell us the truth in the numbers of voters. It's the reason that you are not telling us about the counting. Would I be right or wrong?
No, my lord.
Well, probably I take you back to the said agents. Refer to agents. Let's go to paragraph 9. Let's try to be more general. My Lord, paragraph 9 is more general, so that I don't go one by one. It is your statement that you had the following polling agents at the same 14 polling stations. Who is an agent? Or polling agent for this purpose? Who is an agent according to you?
An agent, my lord, is a representative of either country.
An agent is a representative each candidate
At a given polling station.
given polling station. Would I be right to state that you now will be the principal and the following 14 will be the agents? Simplified. You now. The principal and the agents. You now. So you are non-agent. So it's your statement that you appointed agents in the 14 polling stations. Is that correct?
My lord, I appointed agents as per
I
the
appointed.
appointment letter attached.
Well, that's page 3144. No, 31. Hello, 3144. So are these the appointment letters, appointing your agents, you none? Going here because the petition is about you and the agents.
Which page are you referring to?
31.
31?
Yes. She took us to 31 to 44. Your evidence. Your evidence.
That's the 61.
So took us here. Well, she took us to the agents. So are those the appointment letters by you appointing your agents?
My lord, these are the agents that you have appointed.
Were they appointed by you?
They were appointed by,
Were they appointed by you?
no, my lord, but by the National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission.
Oh. Are you the NRM?
According to,
Are you the NRM?
this was a procedure within the NRA for by-elections.
Well, for clarity, please read just one. Disappointing. Because these are the people you rely on.
National Resistance Movement, 021, C1. National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission is the headed caption.
Appointment as NRM official polling agent.
Appointments, Herbert Agemba, NRM official candidate, Nambi'S, candidate for Kawempe North. Appointment as NRM official polling agents in Kawempe Division North constituency by election 2025.
Yes, it's polling special.
In accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, as amended, the Electoral Commissions Act, the Parliamentary Elections Act, and the NRM Constitution, you are hereby appointed as NRM polling agents in the parliamentary by-election of 13th March 2025 at the vote canvass on background A-KAS polling station in Kawempe 1 Ward, Kawempe Division North constituency. You are authorized to present at the polling station and perform such duties for the polling agents as prescribed by the law in carrying out this assignment, you are enjoined to observe the NRM Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you for accepting to be part of the NRM team, signed by the chairperson, NRM Electoral.
So you confirm you're not signed by you?
My lord, this is according to
You are not appointed by you. Okay.
Yes, they were not.
The letters were not signed by
They
you.
were not signed by me, but by the NRM Electoral Commission, my lord, as per the NRM.
So confirm,
On the ballot.
confirm that you are appointed as NRM polling agents, as stated in that petition.
On my behalf, as the NRM official.
Confirm that you are appointed as NRM polling agents. Well, were you issued, probably, to assist you, were you issued with guidelines in this election by the second respondent? Probably not aware. Were you issued with the guidelines?
Yes, you were issued with guidelines.
Did this form conform to those guidelines? Confirm that this did not conform to the guidelines. And that paragraph 9, that you had the following agents at the same voting polling stations is false. You as an admin.
My lord, I have these agents appointed by my party, which is the internal rules procedure of the elections.
According to the guidelines, was it you to appoint Kalemba Herbert? According to the guidelines.
My lord, my colleague is referring to guidelines that he's not pointing out. I would be grateful if you point the witness to any particular guidelines.
That's why you will come back. She answered that she has the guidelines. My colleague will come.
The guidelines, my lord, I was referring to, that I was pointed at was the NRM.
So the electoral commission will not issue any guidelines to you. You're not aware.
Those were for electoral commissions, but in this particular response, my lord, I was referring to
So you followed.
the appointment.
In appointing these agents, you followed the NRM guidelines, but not the EC guidelines. Is that the position? Say yes or no. What did you follow? Did you follow the EC guidelines in appointing Kalemba Herbert, Namatoku Sarah, Sima, Mauritia, Gordon Salim Saleh, Sebukao Doi, Alumas Jessica, Wagalo Olivia, Owa Victor, Wamanya Silva, Ruby Sarah Sanyo, Zainab Farida, Namulina Grace, and Chikam Eli. Which guidelines did you follow? Because these are the people we are relying on this.
Yes, my
You
lord.
are right.
This, according to the NRM Constitution, my lord, these polling agents were appointed on my behalf by virtue of this appointment.
Did you participate in NRM elections prior? This election. NRM elections. Yes, Your Honor. My Lord. My Lord, were these NRM elections for you to be guided by the NRM guidelines? Were they NRM elections?
My lord, according to NRM, this is,
Confirm of your national election.
this was the procedure that we used in this by-election.
And
by-election.
confirm we are talking about a general election, not a mayoral election. Just confirm. No answer. Well, to rest this point, it might be right to say that you, Nambi, never appointed any agents to rest this case. You, Nambi.
I participated in this process together with the NRM party since I was their official candidate.
You show us where you signed point. That participation is what I'm looking for. Who's saying information to my show us where you signed as participation in this process. Is it there?
I think all these agents, if going forward, they will confirm that I was part of the process in briefing, in training, and in the final day of the elections. And this is part and parcel with the NRM constitution.
I put to you that there is no signature of the Nambi, the candidate appointing agents. Well, my lord, I wish to ask the witness, which is aware, because we may not have the benefit. Are you aware that some of the people who made those statements, appointed agents, will not be presented in court for cross-examination? Are you aware? That's why I want you to answer some of these questions. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware according to the ruling of, yes.
But will not be cross-examined about these statements.
Yes, I'm aware.
Can you also confirm? We go back to paragraph 10. Eliminating the incidents at all these polling stations of chaos, violence, etc. Can you confirm that you are not there at each of these 14 polling stations?
Yes, my lord.
Can you confirm, therefore, that you did not see any such chaos? Trying to rush through. Just confirm that you don't problem.
Yes, my lord.
And as you stated, you confirmed that your role was, I only voted and went back home. I voted and went back home with your husband. That was your. You voted, went back home with your husband.
I don't see that anywhere in the affidavit.
No. She said it. That she went to, my lord, she went voting with her husband. Well, just tell us precisely, the rest that issues and agents, just the roles. There are roles that you know. The roles of agents.
My lord.
At a polling station.
The agent, as I stated, should represent verified, then observe that the election is carried out based on election practice. Observe to write the number of votes that are being carried.
Right number of votes carried.
That are carried out, that are counted and tallied.
Counted and tallied.
At the polling station. And then to return the year.
And the other point. That all? That you know? That's all you know? Okay. It is your statement that one of their roles is to verify voters at these polling stations. And was such one of the assignments by the NRM. Is it within your knowledge?
It's within my knowledge that the polling agents receive information from the issue of issues at the polling stations. The verification of each voter took place.
Oh, so verification of each voter took place. Can you tell us how many were verified? I'm going there because I may not have some. How many were verified at each of these?
I cannot answer that.
So did the agents carry out the assignment of the party? Well, I know why you have a problem. You know for a fact that the guidelines I was referring to, polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate, because you have both guidelines. This is rooted out of, you know. Not more than 2 representatives, all polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate, and the appointment shall be in writing, addressed to the presiding officer of the polling station. That is the letter I'm looking for, so that I qualify statements to you. Where is that letter under paragraph 9? That confirms your paragraph 9. That are the following polling agents. Oh, maybe you are Tango Joy.
No, I'm not.
So 9. Paragraph 9. Can you confirm that this is a false statement? 9. That is what you cannot rely. Paragraph 9. In view of the guidelines. Well, I don't want us to go because was Tango Doe a candidate in this election?
No, my lord.
So, but you know the fact that you are supposed to verify voters. Let's then know how many were verified at each of these polling stations. The 14. You don't know.
No, my lord.
So again, as stated by you, that you were supposed to write the number of votes counted and tallied in the polling station. This they did not do. Is it your statement?
My lord, in my petition, and in main.
They did not write the number of votes counted and tallied.
Polling agents, they mentioned why that was so. From the 14 polling
Okay, so you want us to state that the roles of your purported agents of verifying voters, writing the number of votes counted and tallied, and returning bearer forms were not performed, but they went on flowing into reporting only chaos, violence. You want us to believe you this statement?
Yes, my lord.
And that despite that confirmation, you stand by your statement that voting went on from 7 to 4 as provided for by the law. Confirm. The only missing element.
According to the affidavit, my lord,
Now that according to affidavits, again, probably this is your evidence, not these other people. We went to numbers where there was a presupposition that probably all people would turn up. You confirm, you do not know how many did. That's the confirmation you said. So if you did not, if you don't know the number, is it then attributable? Would it be attributable to your averment in paragraph 11? Because that's what you want to say. I'm attributing this to, again, an allegation that electoral materials and documents are destroyed. Is that the source of your information? I'm trying to make sense out of this. You know evidence, not talk about this, but then you talk about it. Are you attributing it to your statement? That electoral materials and documents are destroyed? That's paragraph there. You are 13 of your affidavit, 013, the petition. Go to your affidavit. Please, let's speak ourselves. I'm only in 2 paragraphs, 9, 10, 11.
I will state it, my lord, the paragraph. I say that I'm further informed by the aforementioned persons, which information I verily believe to be true and correct, that during the counting of the votes at the said polling stations, there was violence and chaos and commotion at the result of which there was no results declared and transmitted to those polling stations. And second, the electoral materials and documents are destroyed.
So you confirm that there was counting. In paragraph 11, it's your statement, there was counting. You will state this, you are reading it, there was counting, according to paragraph 11.
Yes, my lord.
Confirm. And that during counting, ordinary agents write, because there is counting. Ordinarily,
My
you
lord,
confirm.
in an ordinary circumstance,
Yes.
yes, my lord.
Did-
But this was not ordinary.
Between 7 to 4. Okay, counting people who have turned up to vote. 7 to 4. Ordinarily, they write this turned up. Because you say you don't know the number of those who turned up. This, what is that they gave you? From the rolls as stated. Don't, it's not.
My lord, in the 14 polling stations, we did not receive the results as mentioned.
So, are you running away from paragraph 11, affirmation person, that there was counting of votes at the same polling stations? Are you retracting this evidence? So that we know which you're retracting and what
No,
you're
my
talking
lord.
about. So you stand by that there was counting? Okay. Yes, going back to you attributing these issues to the materials destroyed, as you stated in paragraph 11. Can you state what you Nambi know the electoral materials and documents, but you just named those that were destroyed?
According to the evidence reporting to me, my lord, I was informed that the ballots,
Ballots?
the containers that carry the ballots, and then also the biometric machines were some of the documents, the items that were displayed in that day, and others were the desks.
Did you have such evidence in your petition on the ballots that were destroyed in the evidence? Do you have any? Yes or no? Ballots, these ballots. Well, I'll take you back.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, you
They
have
are
information.
electro materials.
So
Ballots
ballots.
are still electro materials.
So ballots were one of
And the
those.
documents.
Do you know that one of the, ordinarily, what happens at a polling station, the ballot books, a number of ballots, before you even commence, are the primary issues. You have two booklets, these number of ballots at the given polling station. Did you at least receive that information? Please say that. How
My
many
lord,
ballots?
according to the affidavits of the agents, they confirm that at the start of the election, there was compliance.
So far, compliance at the start. How many ballots did Kalemba tell you? At least those which were destroyed because they are disclosed. Kalemba covered at the Bobo Primary School. You have such evidence. So that we ascertain. Given number of ballots were brought and were destroyed. You have this in evidence.
I just got information about the polling stations where things
You do not have the evidence about the number of ballot papers.
No, my lord.
So I'm getting it that apart from the chaos, violence, even when it was smooth as stated, the agents did not report anything about the voting exercise.
No, my lord.
Despite the calm. Okay, do you have evidence there on the containers, those about boxes, in your petition? I need the evidence. How are they destroyed? Were they burnt down? Do you have any such evidence on the same containers, about boxes, in your petition? Doesn't matter whether it's hearsay.
No, my lord, but it's encompassed in the electoral materials. Documents that are displayed.
So you leave it to us to imagine, is that your case? Is it in this petition? How many, the number, and how?
No, my lord.
So, BVVK. What is the BVVK? BVVK, educate me. You mentioned it as one of the, because I am imagining how BVVK was destroyed. And the information, most important. Tell us, do you know BVVK machine?
The biometric machine, my lord, yes, I know it.
Just tell us. Tell us the purpose of a BVVK that you know.
Verify the voter.
So, is it true that you go to a polling station, gets your forensics, and confirms that you're a registered voter at a polling station? Because you know it. Is it your statement? Because voting, you come and verify it. That is all I want. You register the voter and it stores that information. So is it true that using a BVVK, even if your agents have negated to tell you, and you use a BVVK to ascertain the number of voters who turned up at the polling station? Okay. You can? You went through all that.
My lord, if every voter has used the biometric machine, I will be able to show that.
And you'd be capable of using it to ascertain the number of people this to turn down.
Yes, my lord.
Did you request for such information from the Electoral Commission to assist? Did you or did you not?
No, my lord.
To your belief, would it have been essential? You are proving, would it have been an essential element? 12%, no. It's not 100%. Like my senior colleague was giving you generously. Would it be essential?
My lord, request the second respondent to
Would it be essential?
help us.
Would it be an essential element for this purpose?
Yes, my lord, it's essential.
So to conclude on this, between the BVPK and information from your lawyers, I've seen it in paragraph 13 and paragraph 14. Where you say, I am informed by my lawyers when associated advocates with information I verily believe to be true. that there was non-compliance with the provisions laid down in the Parliamentary Elections Act relating to elections, and that the non-compliance and failure to hold elections in accordance with those provisions affected the result. I am further informed by my lawyers, which information I really believe to be correct, that for stated failure and non-compliance, disenfranchised the voters at the impugned polling stations, including myself, a voter at Ngogo Primary School playground. Disenfranchised. Who would you choose as Nambi between the BVVK and your lawyers? Who would you choose to have better information on this non-compliance and disenfranchisement between the BVVK and your lawyers? Where would we get?
My lord, if I had the biometric machines would be them, but in this instance, they were not.
What would you ever request for them? Probably. You say no. Would you then rely on the hearsay evidence from your lawyers if the DBVK were available? Would you then? Well, if you can't answer that, well, let me paraphrase it. Would I then be right to say that you ignored the BVVK for fear of the truth again in the numbers?
My lord, you are not prepared.
Well, it is not very hard to ascertain why you do not know. Because you are relying on information from people even where you confirmed you are not there, you confirmed even the information in these materials from your lawyers. My lord, I'm looking at information from paragraph 10, 11. I'm informed the Limbon agents is in 11, at 10, 11, we have 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, and so on. My lord, the witness has admitted that all this evidence is hearsay. I heard from my lawyers, from my agents. I confirm some of them will not come to this court. My lord, it's my submission on this issue that a party, my lord, can rely. Actually, I can raise an objection at this stage. My lord, I can do it during trial. And it's my prayer, actually, that all this evidence, paragraphs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16, 19, and so on, my lord, all based on hearsay evidence. The same, my lord, I submit is inadmissible, cannot be considered during trial going forward. because we are not making headway. Witnesses. Will not be considered, and I pray that it be expanded. From record for being hearsay. Note 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, all 16, 18, 19, all 19, 20, 20, largely that, my Lord. My Lord, in the elementary style, under section 59 of the Evidence Act, I pray that all these garments be expanded off the record for being hearsay evidence. Lord, I submit that evidence, admissible evidence, must be of that witness who says he or she saw a given issue and was there, or heard. My Lord, specifically, we have several decided cases, one of them being retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye versus Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This area was canvassed, and the ratio was that such evidence would be expanded. My Lord, my colleague will submit on that authority going forward. Starting point not really bad. Not really back in the record. The starting point would be order 19, rule 3. Rule 3, 1 and 2. Affidavit evidence must only be restricted information by the deponents. Have canvassed this area, it's a settled area. Another cases are going to provide that the actual punishment for the punishment. Another we have you like
you have made your prayer and I will consider it.
Understanding. But our understanding, my Lord, has been that now then how do we continue cross-examining on evidence that we have already
shouldn't that mean that our objection has been sustained, that they have been expunged?
I am saying,
Because if you remember, we go for
I am saying that our responsibility to generate that say I was saying what it is. So to be considered this like you can't go
Yes, I'm not, because on this issue, let him complete the submission. Let him conclude his submission then. Yes.
One of the first one is Paul Kawanga and Zachary Aulu versus the art of Petition. Position petition number 1, number 3, 1999. But we also have Chris Mobilu. I'll give you the rationale. Chris Mobilu versus the Attorney General. Position of petition number 1, 2001. My Lord, we have Chiza Vesite versus YM7. Presidential election petition number 1, 2001. My Lord, this is the rationale in this case. That, briefly, my Lord, that election petitions are trials that are supposed to determine the merits of the case. So, the only evidence you can have on record is through affidavit. If you sneak in inadmissible evidence, like hearsay, there's no any other chance of getting that evidence off the record. And, my Lord, because we are not proceeding by witness statements, the only form we can have evidence on record is by affidavit. So, where the deponent is giving information from other people who are not before court, my Lord, that information is not addressed.
As you have pointed out, paragraphs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, and 20.
Yes, my Lord. And,
Those are the ones that which I have captured here.
yes, my Lord. And lastly,
Yeah.
to emphasize this, my Lord, even evidence from the advocate is not admissible. Even that from the advocate. And my Lord, I will quote that. Except the advocate who is presenting the deponent. The affidavit where it reads that, my Lord, I have been informed by my foresaid advocates. So, my Lord, here is something that is relevant to this situation from Zachary Aulu. The ones from the advocates. First we have paragraph 13, informed by my lawyers, grand advocates. 14, I am further informed by my lawyers. Yes, my Lord. So, my Lord, the sense of my submission is that information one from the agents, if it is being quoted by Hajat Nambi, and information from the lawyer, both are not admissible. They are closed out by the rule of hearsay, because she cannot speak or vouch for the truth of such statements unless we are going to have Mr. Kalwe on the stand to speak to him. Well, my Lord, again, my understanding, because the writers, yes, my Lord, my Lord, because an application, my Lord, rooted out of these cases, the party and rightfully object admission during trial. If I object, yes, my Lord, if I object, then it behoves that the other side has to be at only situation when it is become later. That's my understanding. then we can receive the decision, unless they choose not to. Yes, because for the specific.
My Lord, I'm surprised by the objection, my Lord, and a number of reasons. Mr. Nambi'S referred to section 59 of the Evidence Act. Firstly, my Lord, by dint of section 1 of the Evidence Act, that act does not apply to affidavits. By dint of section 1 of that act of the Evidence Act, it does not apply to affidavits. Secondly, my Lord, the witness in paragraph 23 of her affidavit in support of the petition clearly states that what she is stating above is true to the best of her knowledge and belief from sources she has disclosed. In each of those paragraphs that my colleagues have referred to, the witness has stated the source of the information. She has stated the source. It's one of them. And my Lord, there is nobody that she has mentioned who has not deposed an affidavit in this court. All of them, every person she mentions in any affidavit, in any paragraph rather, has deposed an affidavit in this court. And the record reflects that. Decisions are bound, my Lord. It is only hearsay. If she states where she gets information from, and the person who she's getting information from is not before court by way of an affidavit, that's the only way we can call it hearsay. But where my Lord, she states that Calray informed me and said Agent Calray is here with an affidavit, that ceases to be hearsay. And all of those affidavits of persons she is referring to in her affidavit are before this court by way of affidavits. And my Lord, I also tend to think that we are reading from different decisions of West and 7. My Lord, in that case, Mulenga, JSC, who was part of the lead decision, I should, however, comment especially on affidavits required under Rule 4, Sub-Rule 7, and 83A of the election petition rules to accompany the petition and answer thereto. The said rules require that those affidavits shall set out the facts on which the petition is based, and the respondent will rely on, as the case may be. Invariably, however, the parties have relied heavily on factual information they receive from their agents and other witnesses in order to comply with that requirement. In my view, this is what Mulenga says, in my view, therefore, in relation to those affidavits from those other agents, Order 17, Rule 3, which I think back to now is 19, of the CPR has to be applied with such modifications as permits the petitioner and the respondents to include in those affidavits facts which they depend on such information. Along that decision was referred to by the Court of Appeal in the case of Panga, Farouk versus Sembogi Isaac, and I'm reading from that decision. After quoting all of that, my Lord, their Lordship said in the Court of Appeal, after quoting that part of the decision, that in the instant case, a reading of paragraphs 5A to M of the petitioner's affidavit, just like in this case, my Lord, shows that what was stated therein was information based on what was provided from polling agents and supporters, as in this case. The petitioner, their Lordship said, the petitioner clearly disclosed the sources of his information, who also saw affidavits in support of the said allegations based on their knowledge, as has happened recently. Then they held their lordships in Sekou, last round of elections. They then held. We find that the landed trial judge found that the disclosure of sources of information by the petitioner was sufficient, following the majority decision in Kizabesige versus Museveni. That was the holding of the lordships. It's not hearsay. Allowed in Muhindo, Rehma. Muhindo Rehma versus Winfred Kiza, EPA number 29 of 2011. The lordship said that in these cases, the candidates rely on appointed agents, and as such, should have included that specific source of information, as has happened here, in the affidavits, or else they file separate affidavits from the agents who witnessed the occurrences. That is what we did, my lord. And the lordships then held that the landed trial judge cannot be faulted over this aspect of the matter. So my lord, our submission is that first, the evidence actually relied on doesn't apply to affidavit evidence. Two, the petitioner has disclosed all manner of sources of information. Three, those persons from whom she has sourced that information have all deposited affidavits and they're on court record. Number four, then the lordships held that ceases to be hearsay. Of course, the logic, my lord, is a candidate is not expected to be in each polling stations out of the 197. She relies on information from supporters, from campaigners, from agents. It's only hearsay if she says, Mutisi told me this, and there's no affidavit. If that the case is, the affidavit is there, that ceases to be hearsay. I'm obliged, my lord.
Yes, my lord, the scatters, whereas it's true that all these witnesses depose affidavits, and that they disclose information that may be relied on. Our submission is not premised. I use the word elementarily to the principle in section 59. Elementarily, it is cardinal. Evidence has to be of the witness so proper. But our submission is rooted in Order 19, 3, 1 and 2. My lord. We submit that hearsay evidence is prohibited. Even belief is prohibited under the law. The issue of information received is prohibited. It's our submission under Order 19, Rule 3, 1 and 2. My lord, why I raise this issue at this point? I was finding difficulty proceeding with agents who are very questioned. They disclosed evidence information that she does not have, my lord. To raise this point, my lord, that is why it would be very proper that we expand those paragraphs this way. That was the issue. Because how then do I go there? How then do I go there? When I already have a ruling on record that you cannot cross-examine them. That's why I raised it at this point. He's telling me they are there. I cannot access them. The witness is saying, I don't know, I brought witnesses. Was from high evidence. So I'm at pains, my lord. I would not have praised it. I made a petition. I pray. And these cases, good enough for us to them somehow, saints participated, and ourselves, and we know their distinguishing. My lord, this my colleague submitted in the authority. Just
Justice of in the 2001 election. A lot of this is, I need to really offer a proper context of why, where you're using affidavits, the courts are very strict on what can be admitted. Also, back on the side of the in election petitions and constitutional petitions, the only way by which you can bring evidence is through affidavit. My Lord, the case goes further to state that hearsay, or what we can categorize as hearsay, would only be admissible in interlocutory matters. My Lord, say if I have sued and I want to get an injunction, then I can go to my lawyer, and my lawyer informs me that that plaint discloses prima facie a case, and thereafter I qualify to be given an injunction. My Lord, that is the only way you can have hearsay evidence admitted on record in interlocutory. And my Lord, it does not help, especially for the petitioner, to bring paragraph 23. If Mr. Kalule read the decision that I read, he knows that fact was the contention that all the affidavits that they sought to strike off the record had that statement that what we have stated, we have disclosed the sources and belief. And court said, no, we cannot nullify or confirm a candidate of an election on the basis of one, belief, two, information that is sourced from another party. That is, my Lord, the rationale. But my Lord, I will read the excerpt. It says that, this is from Semovire. It says that except in purely interlocutory matters, affidavits must be restricted to matters within personal knowledge of the deponent. They must not be based on information or by expression of opinion. It goes on, my Lord, affidavits should strictly be confined to such facts as the deponent is able of his own knowledge to prove. Affidavits by persons having no personal knowledge of the facts and merely echoing the statements of the client cannot be used at the hearing. This is where we are. Hajat Nambi says Nalukoola is not a duly elected member of Parliament. What evidence must court rely on? Hajat Nambi was told by her lawyers that there was non-compliance. Hajat Nambi was told by her lawyers that the election was marred by great violence that affected the results in a substantial manner. She does not have that knowledge. She is quoting other people, my Lord. That is inadmissible, my Lord. And that is, so my Lord, the issue of Court of Appeal, High Court, it is really, Mr. Kambe has an affair with it. But we have a Supreme Court decision. And my Lord, we cannot go behind. We cannot go back, my Lord. Well, my Lord, that was the bill. Franchise match and the rest, you can go to the legalities. Since if it is considered otherwise, not that I believe it. Is it your testimony under 16 that Gordon Salim Saleh informed you that the first respondent campaigned on the polling day by saying he is in Nalukoola? Is it your evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Yenze Nalukoola a campaigning statement? Yenze Nalukoola, is it a campaigning statement? Qualified. That's 16.
Yes, my lord.
Nambi, when you arrived at the polling station, you took us through. It is your statement that you would mention your name. That you arrive at the polling station. I am Nambi. They check if you registered the voter. Did you mention your name when you arrived at the polling station? For them to ascertain, did you or did you not?
I mentioned it.
Okay. Thank you. Did that mention of name will give right to state that you campaigned at the polling station? By mail.
My lord, affidavit attached to my column clearly states that
You, Nambi, you are the one who was there. You said you went there with your husband. You, Nambi. Okay, did your husband state his name? Besides you, did your husband state his name?
two representing officers, yes, but not for
Would we be right to state that your husband campaigned for you at the polling station?
No, my lord.
And where is the evidence? It's a matter of evidence. It's a court of evidence. Where is the evidence that Nalukoola, is it anywhere, appeared at that polling station and stated? I've seen in your petition, pictures, photographs, what? Do you have any such evidence? Yes or no?
My lord, as per the affidavit that you wrote, that is, and
You have
the affidavit details, that's how it came to this.
No, you are not there, you are not there. That supporter may not come to court. Is that evidence on the face of it? Is it there when you peruse? Maybe your lawyer can assist. Is it there, yes or no? So that's the rush. Is it there? It's a yes or no? Okay. Are there names of persons that he influenced as per your statement? Said these campaign statements to influence. Are there names of such people? Are there names? Yes or no? Of voters in your petition.
The names of the voters
Are there numbers? The names are
by
not
the
there.
polling station.
The names are not there. Are there numbers? Was it a crowd? Are there numbers in your petition?
We campaigned, my lord, the first
Are
respondent
there-
campaigned
there-
among the voters.
Are there numbers? Simple. There are numbers or not? There are no numbers. Would I be wrong? Is it possible that Gordon Salim Saleh is an NRM supporter? Is it a possibility? Gordon Salim Saleh. Is it a possibility that he can be an NRM supporter? Or is he one?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a possibility.
So, would he then be your supporter? By being NRM, would he be your supporter?
My lord, that is not ascertained in the
Would he
affidavit.
be?
But if he were an NRM supporter, he would.
So would I be wrong to presuppose, not saying you know, to presuppose that he may have voted for you?
No, my lord.
Presuppose.
My lord, I object to that question. In the advancement of an election petition, a question cannot be asked as the choice of a particular voter. That's barred by section 102 of the PA.
It's not left. Would you ascertain the safe polling station? Would you ascertain within how many meters? Within how many meters safe polling stations? Nothing when I was there. Parameters. The distance from where you are standing. I don't think you are. The distance. Would you ascertain? Yes.
Where he was. That was
Safe polling station. Stated means communication.
my lord, every time I captured the distance of the polling station, which is K80,
So you cannot ascertain the distance. It's important. Cannot.
No.
So then, do you have any evidence or any report from your yes. A report about this campaign according to how it happened?
My lord, yes.
Okay. Is it before this court?
I have a formal report, as I have stated.
Do not have a formal report. Okay, let's go to another element. Again, paragraph 16. To petition. Telling voters a money government to say literally translated, do not betray people power. What does money government mean? The efforts of the people. Does the efforts of the people mean Nalukoola? Don't betray the efforts of the people. Does it mean voting for Nalukoola, according to you?
My lord, in this paragraph 16.2, page 014, it goes on to say, do not betray people of power. So it's not in isolation.
That's what was stated here. Does this mean? These are specific illegalities, even one can have a problem. An allegation. Did it mean alcohol? Does it mean efforts of people? Does it mean? It's about interpretation. If someone said it to you, or said it to someone, did it qualify? I'm okay.
16.2.
My lord, I have a question on every electoral offense.
16.2, my lord.
It is yes attributed to the first respondent, Bailey, among the supporters. On polling station in Kazama,
My question. Does it mean vote Manilava said? You don't know.
my lord, as stated in 16.2, it means vote for people power and was the candidate for people power.
Oh, so Nalukoola was a candidate for people power. No, he's not here. Is it your statement that people power sponsored the candidate?
My lord, I meant to say that this was attributed to the first respondent campaign.
So people power did not sponsor the candidate.
My lord, people power is not. I guess that party.
Yes,
That is
16.3.
the slogan.
16.3. Do you have proof that the first respondent had agents by the names of Chibilige, as stated in 16.3? Names of Chibilige Musa? Yes.
So the matter is still over till 2 p.m.
Good afternoon, our neighbors. What I can tell you, for those ones who have been watching since when we started the live broadcast, the case before court, it is the election petition of Farida Nambi'S, NRM is Farida Nambi'S. The petition filed against Strongholds Nambi'S Nalukoola. In this case, Farida Nambi'S, the lady who was testifying in court, is challenging the victor of Elias Nambi'S Nalukoola, who puts Elias Nambi'S Nalukoola for the position of Kawem and not member of parliament. So, some of the questions that whatever you've been hearing, it is what was cross-examined by the respondents. That is from the lawyers of Nambi'S Nalukoola, Electoral Commission, and sort of. So, Nambi was testifying on the affidavit before in court, basing on what was told to her by the agents where the 14 polling stations, she alleges that votes from those 14 polling stations were not counted by the Electoral Commission due to the chaos and the violence which marred the whole process at those polling stations. So she's alleging that those votes were not counted. There are over 16,640 votes. That is what she's alleging, that those votes were not counted. Maybe just to take you back, according to counsel, I've forgotten her name, that gentleman, this one who is addressing that one. I've forgotten her name. His name, sorry. He was asking her how those votes, if they were not counted, how did they make a difference? If at all they were counted on her votes. Unfortunately, she was not able to answer clearly the reasons why they could make any difference if at all they were counted. And even he asked her, if at all they had counted all the votes from those polling stations, like that you got all the voters voted for you in those polling stations, would you have won the elections? She told her to count, to calculate those votes and everything. But unfortunately, when they counted the votes, if at all they had added all the votes from those 14 polling stations, it wouldn't have come out that Nambi would have been the winner of the elections. Other things, maybe the lawyer, that lawyer Muizi, was asking her whether she had agencies at the scene at the polling stations, and she said yes, he had agencies at the polling stations, and they were asking her, are you the one who appointed those agencies to people? Your agents, sorry. But she said that they were appointed by NRM as a party. She's not the one who appointed those agents to work for her. And she was following the guidelines for the NRM Electoral Commission, not the guidelines for the Electoral Commission. So, where we stopped, they were asking her about the illegalities. She was alleging that those illegalities led to the outcome of the election she did not expect. She was talking about how Nalukoola campaigned at the polling stations, some of the polling stations at Kazangola and other polling stations like Mbogo Playground and sort of, where she said that Nalukoola came and said that in Nalukoola. So Council Ms. was asking her how such words were part of the campaigning part of the respondent being as Nalukoola. So another thing they were asking her when someone said that Nalukoola came at the polling station and said that Amanga Bankshebukalia Molukwe, and Ms. was asking her how such words could be campaigning words at the polling stations. That is where we stopped. Court is resuming at 2 p.m. for further hearing, and Nambi'S still on the stand to testify on the affidavit he swore in court. I thank you.